good.
How are you today?
Good. How are y'all?
Good.
It's
Good.
cold.
Trying to stay warm.
I know. I
It's
need
a
to buy me
lot
some
warmer than it
gloves.
was.
I need to buy me some gloves.
I have some in the car.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Why don't you just start off by telling us your first and your last name, spell it out for us, and then you can go into whatever you have prepared.
Okay. I am Mari Pickney, MauriPickney, and today we had a meeting with the owners of Memphis Towers building, and we came with some demands set, and we wanted to discuss, current issues that are going on in the building.
What were some of those demands that you guys came with and had set up ready to go?
So we discussed, the elevators, more security, the finishing of like the backyard. So they did, make some new promises to make sure the elevators are consistently working on a regular basis. That's been a major issue for tenants, on a weekly basis. Even sometimes we're seeing that they're not working or only one is working, which is just causing, tenants to be late to appointments, tenants to miss appointments. And so that was one of our like biggest demands on the list with elevators. So we did get a commitment to make sure that they are, more reliable for our tenants.
Did the owner himself or herself actually show up, or was it just people from the company?
Yes, so it was the owner of the company and as well as the management team. The meeting wasn't exactly under the circumstances that we wanted. We wanted a more private meeting, and so they did come with some outsiders, which did, cause minor disruptions with when we are discussing our demands. But overall, we did get a chance to speak with the owners, and we did get to discuss the demands that we had, written down and that tenants, have consistently been saying are issues in the building.
What did they say to you guys? Did they say anything?
Yeah, they did. They spoke for the majority beginning of the meeting, and basically, like I said, made a couple of promises to make sure the elevators are more reliable, as well as continuing the backyard. They promised grills, a new walkway, some common areas for tenants to enjoy, and so we did get some of the things that we wanted out of the meeting.
Overall, this seems like a win for you guys. I mean, you came together, you started this fight, you demanded they come down here, and they did. Talk about that feeling of success that you may have.
Yeah, I think even for them to acknowledge that the union has done a lot of the work to make sure, we even had this meeting, I think for us, we take that as a success. And like I said, they are aware that the union is working in this building, and, they did give us acknowledgement that this is, reasoning for them to even have come down here.
What are these improvements going to mean for the people that live in this building? I know a lot of them are older. Some of them have issues walking, other stuff like. So what are these improvements in the long run going to mean to this community here?
These improvements will just, overall better the quality of life for the tenants. That's overall what we want. We want, our tenants to be comfortable in their home and feel safe. And so as long as, we get the promises, followed through with the elevators, with the security, with the backyard, being completed, like I said, we were very excited to have the meeting today.
Well,
Sorry, you can go.
no, you're good. One of the things I want to ask you is, last July, I remember when ties were severed between Millennia and then this particular group came in, and the owner himself has said that things will change. I remember being outside of that facility. Does it feel like this meeting that you guys were heard, or does it kind of feel like you're still kind of at a stalling point?
There's definitely always, more work to be done. And so, like I said, this is our first meeting with them. Like, we got them to come down. And so, that was a win for us. And overall, we hope that, this just grows the communication between the tenants and the owner to keep them updated on what's going on and making sure they're following through on the promises that they have made to our tenants.
Did they explain why it took this long to actually get this first meeting?
Yeah, they're saying they have really busy schedules. They have to, come in and out. So it was, a conversation needed to be had. So we finally did, get them to respond to our demand letter. And so they ended up coming out, which we appreciated.
Oh, I have more, but
Yeah, you can go. I asked a ton.
no. Excuse me about that. But one of the things that I'm interested in is, as part of that demand list, did they say what on a priority list where they're going to start and kind of like, go ahead.
So our tenants pretty much set up their issues based on the priority. So when we went around and we door knocked and we asked people, what is the most pressing issue you had, we definitely, heard back from the elevators, security, and just wanting more common areas. So those were the top three that we had named, even from the tenants in the building. So we're hoping that they do, prioritize it based on the way that the tenants even presented it to them.
And I apologize if I'm re-asking the same question, but did they give a timeline as to like when they plan on tackling those particular issues that the residents here are hoping that are a priority for them as well?
And so, yeah, they did, give us a small timeline, with the holidays coming up, that was named an issue. So we're looking to, January for more consistency, more communication based on the fixes that, we requested be made.
So we're saying like as early as January, some of these things will kind of get off the checklist.
Hopefully that's what we're hoping. As far as the elevators, they did, like I said, promise that those would run on a more reliable basis. So, with the meeting being this month, we're hoping to see, in January that tenants aren't getting stuck on the elevator door isn't closing on them, and more cleanliness in the elevators as well.
What is this? And I know you guys had a kind of a calling out session last month. What does it say about the resiliency and kind of like this is how important this is to our tenants, that finally you guys were able to kind of get that respectful time from this new owner?
Yeah, we did. Like I said, we requested a more private meeting. So when we didn't get the private meeting, that was a concern. But overall, we did get to speak to our demands. And so just with that, we are looking forward to, like I said, keeping the communication open, hoping that they do follow through with their promises. And it also just shows that coming together with your neighbors does work. We wouldn't have made it this far without a union. These tenants didn't have hot water, they didn't have security, they didn't have a community room, and it has taken time for us to get here. But as long as you and your neighbors are committed to doing the thing, it is possible to see better conditions in your apartment complexes.
And I'm not saying that it's this only just Memphis Towers, but what does this say, or what this could say to other landowners, other property owners, that there are things that can be done, but it starts with the residents kind of calling them out first?
We do, hope to see more unions, come across, Memphis. I think that's something that our group is, heavily dedicated on working towards. We do know the power in community and the power in numbers. And when you come together with your neighbors and y'all, discuss the issues you're having and you bring them to the landlord, they can't deny all of the residents. And so we did work very hard to get a majority union here at Memphis Towers, so that when we came into this meeting, we came strong with numbers and with people who are willing to, back it up.
Did you guys physically take them around the building and show them some of the issues you've been talking about, or did they not want to?
No, we met in like the community room, and so we didn't get a chance to walk them around. But they did, of course, had some people come out the day of the meeting to make it, look a little better, which was expected. So they didn't get a chance to walk around, but if they ever do come back, they're always welcome to, reach out to us, and we don't mind, taking them around to see the issues of the things we're discussing. Like I said, we want to keep the relationship open. We want to keep the communication going, so we are definitely open to doing that.
Did you say how many people showed up? At least the estimate, how many people showed up that are residents here?
So I would probably say there were about 30 all residents, in the meeting. And so, majority of those folks were, union members. So we did see about 30 residents in the meeting.
Anything else?
Nope, that's all.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and Andrea has one.
Hi.
Just say and spell your name for us.
My name is Andrea Smith, AndreaSmith.
And are you a resident here?
Yes, I'm a resident at Memphis Towers, and I'm in the tenants union, and we also have 160 Memphis Towers Tenants Union.
What did you want to say?
Yes, well, as they promised, they promised on our agreement that we'll have some grills in the back and in the front, a walking trail, and they said we was asking them about other things that we need too.
How long have you been living here?
I've been living here about 6 or 7 years.
And to finally have this moment with the new owner, and even with all the things with the previous owner, what did this day mean to you?
Well, it was very important to me, but now I see the dark side of a lot of people.
What does that mean?
Well, I have a lot of different folks that need to speak their mind up. They need to come on and speak their mind, and they won't speak their mind. But they need to come on.
Why do you think that is?
because I don't know if they're afraid or anything, but they need to come on and talk, because if you don't speak your mind, nothing will never get done.
Is this other residents in the building that maybe have had firsthand experiences?
Yes,
What are some of your firsthand experiences?
Well, I got stuck in the elevator in September, and then my heat wasn't working for some time, and the maintenance guy came and fixed my heat the other day, and said that the thermostat was discontinued since 1997, and I had to use my heat. I didn't want to get sick because I get the fumes up under, and I didn't want a fire or anything to happen, because I had to turn the oven on. And I didn't want to sleep with the oven on, and then I put other people's lives in danger.
To know that this was a great step forward, how does that feel for you after all of the struggles and firsthand experiences that you've had?
Well, it feel great to me, but I'm just waiting to the end to see if it all gets done.
Andrea, do you want to speak a little bit more about what you said in the meeting around your experience with the elevator, getting stuck on it?
But when I got stuck on the elevator, I was pushing all kind of buttons because I was scared. I called my sister, talked to her. I talked to the people on the security for an hour before someone came and got me off the elevator. I've been scared to get on the elevator because I don't want it to stop again with me on there by myself.
And you have no choice because of your walker.
Yeah, I either have my walker or my cane, and I can't jump off nothing because there's nothing to do. I'd be on the elevator by myself, and I'd be afraid, and I'm afraid for other people too.
When you said that in the meeting, was there any type of response from
What-
the owner spaces? Or
Well,
no?
they told me that they was gonna look into the elevator problems, but they're sorry that I got stuck on the elevator, and that they was gonna get a whole lot of those different people, get in touch with some more elevator companies.
All right, my last question to you is, in moments like this, a lot of people are scared because of the repercussion that comes with speaking out. But are you hoping that maybe today's meeting, for those who didn't come, that maybe they'll feel more confident that things are going to get better?
Yes, they should feel more confident, and all they have to do is read the lease paper, because in the lease it states that you can join a union, because you stay here and you have to voice your opinion, and nothing will happen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
I'm just going to grab some video of you guys standing together, if that's okay.
You guys can talk amongst each other.
Yeah, you guys can talk.
What are you saying?
Good job. See, good job.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
I'm cold. Oh my God.
You got her ears covered.
Oh my God, ears are covered.
No, that was in
Her jacket on.
because I want everyone to see how we're living down here.
Okay.
And it a lot of things can get done.